Hi, my name's Kate. My handle is peachypunkart on YouTube and Instagram and all that. And this is a different kind of video. I recorded a lot of the footage in this video months ago. I can see it's so sunny and the leaves are still on the trees and I miss that and I can't wait for that to come back. But yeah, I didn't want the footage to go to waste. I do want to make more videos. So I thought you could see a bit of the old and hear about the new, because I'll just do a voiceover, kind of saying hello again, because I'm trying to get back into making videos and publishing more of my art, whether that's YouTube or Instagram. So yeah, you can watch me read some Percy Jackson in the park. I think further on you will see a bit of art. And I kind of just wanted to talk about how things are going. It's been the new year, and I definitely have my mind set on making more art. I've already done quite a bit, and I'm only on the 6th of January, so I am quite happy with that. But I know that making more art needs to be in balance with other priorities for me. So I want to focus on my health as well. I want to just be healthier in general. And even if that means taking some time away from art to spend at the gym or spending more time cooking from scratch so that I can make healthier foods. But as for mental health, painting and drawing more and even tufting, it will definitely help with that. So there is a balance there. And another thing I would like to do in this new year is I realised I've never filled a sketchbook. And I really enjoy watching other artists on YouTube go through their sketchbooks and seeing the progress. But for me, I've always worked either on my iPad, as you can see now, or I don't know, I have just watercolour paper pads of various sizes that I will just pick from. And yeah, I also don't want to waste the paper though, so it's funny because I'm saying I want to fill a sketchbook. I need to buy the sketchbook first, but I won't let that happen until I've used up all the paper. So it's kind of a long way, but at the end of the day, it just means I'll paint even more because I'm not being precious about my art supplies. I'm ready to just use it all up to then get started on the next project. And because I'll be making more art, something I know I need to do more is kind of push through with social media. I let it tire me out so easily. I will post occasionally on Instagram and that's nice, but I don't ever really see a great amount of interaction, views, or like my follower count growing. And I know that's not what it's about, but it is hard to not measure by that. So even if it's just a picture on Instagram, even though I know they much prefer if you post reels now, but that's just a lot more effort. I want to be more consistent with that, and hopefully it will be easier since I'm making a lot more. But yeah, also YouTube is something I want to revive, as I hope you can tell watching this video. I love making videos. I think that is my favourite thing to do. But again, I let it tire me out. I love to paint and I love to make videos. But the idea of setting up my camera to make a video while I'm painting, so I'm like doing both at once, I think it slows down my painting process, and that frustrates me a bit. But we're just going to have to get over that hurdle, because I always do love the end result once the video is finished and I'm happy with it. I am happy that I've done it, so I need to just I need to just get over it, I think. This past year, 2022, it's just finished, I did have a hard time with Etsy. I did try and sell some things on Etsy. But I know at first when you start, it isn't about the money. It's more about just, establishing your shop. But the price of, the postage and the packaging, and then actually like making the thing, so the price of the paper and the ink or whatever. Not to mention, if I wanted to charge for my own time and effort, and then Etsy charges me to have something up, and then if the only time I ever got a sale on Etsy was if I was paying for them to help promote my stuff. And I think by the end of it, because I didn't want to put the price up too much for like just a little sticker, I didn't want it to be, no one's going to buy it if it's ridiculously expensive for a single sticker. So yeah, in the end, I didn't make any money, but I did have a lot of stress from trying to get these products out, and I hoped that it was like the quality was good enough. So yeah, I have closed my shop on Etsy, like put it in holiday mode, and I think it might stay that way for a while. I do want to kind of take a step back. I think maybe I got ahead of myself. I did make some sales, but I think I would rather build up a collection of things to sell and then do that all at once, rather than making things and adding it to Etsy one at a time, like as I go. But something else I've been thinking about is, and that would make life a lot easier, is Redbubble. I used to use Redbubble a lot when I was in university. I did a lot of like digital design stuff at uni, and I would just put it up for fun, and I'd make quite a few sales. And for anyone who doesn't know, Redbubble is different to Etsy because you literally just put your design up and you say like what kind of product you want the design to be on, and if anyone buys it, they will then make it and send it out for you. So as soon as you have uploaded the design, your job is done. And it's a lot less effort, and they do take, a bigger cut. But I think as passive income while I'm still trying to, build an audience, and I'm going to sneeze, hang on. Bless me. Build an audience, improve my art. It's a good way to just put out the pieces I'm most proud of, like put them out there for people to buy if they wanted to, without adding the stress to me of trying to work out the finances, the making enough back from what I'd spent. Also with Etsy, because of taxes, and honestly, it confused me to no end. I made it so I could only ship to the UK, and I was limiting my own customers, and I didn't want to do that. But to ship outside of the UK was just so confusing, and it seemed like it would cost me, or the person buying my products, so much money. Whereas, if I put it on Redbubble, they'll sort it for you. They know what they're doing. So that's also just like one less thing to worry about. So that is something I am currently considering. But one thing I did discover close to the end of last year is I taught myself how to punch needle or tuft. I've heard both names for it, and I don't know which one is right, if either are wrong. But yeah, I love tufting. I love making like textile art. It was something new for me, and I just immediately fell in love with it. Bought so many wools, so many different colours of wool, and yeah, it was just fun. And now I've bought myself like a hot glue gun. I've already bought like 2 extra packs of monk's cloth, and a couple more embroidery hoops so I can work on multiple things at once. Yeah, it's crazy how much I love it, but I'm so happy that I love it. And I even made my Secret Santa's present with tufting. I tufted my friends' Dungeons and Dragons characters, their sigil of their god. I made that as a wall hanging for them, and it was just so much fun. And to make something for them specific to their interests as well. And yeah, I'm so in love with it. I'm currently tufting Puppy Cat from Being Puppy Cat right now. I mean, not while I'm recording this, you'd hear it, but today that is what I'm working on. Oh, and here you can see me unboxing these fancy scissors. The kitchen scissors I was using, they weren't sharp, they were not good enough. So I bought these leather scissors, and I was like, well, if they can cut through leather, they have to be sharp. And it came with all these extra little bits that you can see me just going through here. Oh yeah, they come with some fancy metal, I think they're just called snippers. I don't know if there's a different word for them. I got a cheap plastic set that I use with the pack I got that taught me how to tuft. But now I have a fancier set if the cheap plastic ones ever break. And yeah, just like thread pickers, tape measure, just all these little bits came through with these fancy scissors, so I was really happy with it. And it is definitely something that if I did move to Etsy or, get my own shop, my own online shop, which is the dream, honestly, I would definitely commission or sell my own tufted goods. I don't know if I'd make wall hangings or maybe little coasters. Maybe both, maybe just set it up for commission and have people tell me what they want. But yeah, which is crazy because I haven't been doing it for that very long. But that's just how happy I am with it, that I am already thinking about doing it as a income. So yeah, I definitely am happy that I've found a new hobby on top of already making more art, like painting and digital art and the like. And another thing that I've been wanting to get back into for a while now, I want to actively read a book. That sounded weird, how I said. I want to consistently read, so not like a book here and there throughout the year. Although I did read through the entire Percy Jackson series last year, which I was very happy with. I'd read it as a kid, years ago, but the talk of the new show being made me want to reread them and, remember everything, because it had been years ago. And now I want to read the Heroes of Olympus series, actually. But I did get quite a few books for Christmas. I've already finished one, and I'm on to the next. And like I said, we haven't even spent a whole week in January yet. So I am happy with the pace of it, because honestly, TikTok and just scrolling is definitely something I'm spending way too much time doing. And yeah, it's fine to see other artists' work, get inspiration, see how people are doing it. I would never have wanted to try tufting unless I never would have wanted to try tufting if it wasn't for seeing someone else doing it and thinking, that looks so cool, I need to try that. But I have been spending way too much time on TikTok, and I think if I do just want to take a break, sit and do nothing for a bit, I would much prefer to read. And I thought a fun thing to do is something I've never done actually, even though I used to be an avid reader as a teenager and a kid as well. I want to start keeping track of the books I've read throughout the year, because I do intend to get fully back into it and read a lot of books. And something that this artist I follow, Katie May, I think it's May or Maya, I'm sorry if I've said it wrong. I say Katie May in my head all the time. But she reads a lot, and she keeps a journal/sketchbook about the books that she's read. And I think that's just a wonderful idea. So I think I'm going to do it too. I have this beautiful book, like blank pages sketchbook from a friend I got a couple Christmases ago, and you know when a notebook or something like that is just so beautiful, you don't want to ruin it, you don't think you can put anything good enough in it. Well, I've had that mentality and it hasn't been touched, but I feel terrible because I don't want to waste it. So that's going to be my new reading journal. And I'll probably post that on Instagram too if I stick to my goals and actually post things. And I'll do a spread for every book that I've read. That rhymed. Just so it would be great to have something like that to flick back through at the end of the year and actually see how many books I've read, and then maybe I could give a little rating. And yeah, I definitely recommend watching Katie's video on her reading journal, because she, much like the sketchbook flip throughs that I watched, she also made a video just flipping through her reading journal, and she kind of went through each book as well and told you what she thought of it. So it's a great way to get some recommendations as well for books. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope the voiceover wasn't too tedious. I think the video has been the perfect length for me to just catch up with everyone. But I hope you guys have had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's, and I'm really hoping I can see you again soon and be consistent with these video posts. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.